Hey, welcome to the show at Loudwire Nights. We are Stitched Up Heart. How you doing?
Well, we're
Is that
excited to have you on because there's some cool stuff going with you these days. First off, the second album, The Darkness, that was a good album with first listen. But now it seems like maybe it's an appropriate album, prophetic for the times. I mean, you're talking about a world that's covered in darkness. You've got titles of songs like Lost, Problems, Warrior, Dirty Secrets, Cook It, Halo, My Demon. It seems like even though they weren't made to be, this could almost be the soundtrack of 2020. Is there an underlying theme with this album?
well, I mean, yeah, it is kind of serendipitous, I guess, that it happens when the whole world went dark. And I mean, it was just like we were going through some challenging stuff in between Never Alone and Darkness, and we really just wanted to pull out what people don't really talk about like out loud, like all the inner conflict and the introspective stuff. And it was just like digging really deep and being vulnerable and allowing yourself to just tell people what is real instead of trying to pretend that you're always okay. And finding the strength in the darkness, because I feel like you can't be strong without those challenging times. You have to go through stuff like what we're all going through right now in order to come out stronger in the end. So there's got to be something positive that comes out of this. And that's really what we try to make the music about, like a medicine to heal and to like relate and know, hey, we've been there. We're there sometimes even now, and we can pull ourselves out of it. Just, you're not the only one going through it.
We're going to play The Warrior, and you're selling I Am Warrior t shirts. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, we were doing I'm a Warrior for Guitars for Vets, and a percentage of proceeds goes to Guitars for Vets. And I think the link is on our website. You can probably find it. If you look up Guitars for Vets, it's a great charity. We wanted to link something up that helped military in some way, and it just worked well with rock and roll.
How is Stitched Up Heart getting the new music out in front of people without the ability to conduct the traditional touring? You're a band that always gets out and supports your albums, and now you're not able to do that.
It seems like uh, the internet is just like the hot medium for everything. So the fact that we're in a streaming world, that everything is, downloadable and it's all online anyways, the only real thing that we have to do is just keep an awesome internet presence. So we just try to, do videos or do live streams or do anything that we can to like connect with our fans, and the music is already there for them to listen to. So really at this time, having a global pandemic, it's like if this was 20 years ago, it'd be a lot different because we didn't have the technology. So now the technology kind of works for our advantage.
I think that there's a lot of platforms that you can use through social media. Obviously, we can't like play a show and really feel the show. Like, you can't feel it through a computer speaker or anything like you would feel in an actual show. But we are, doing little live streams and stuff like that. We do have some stuff in the works that we're working on. We had our drummer fly in. I'm sure you saw the pictures of us all together. He's been actually in Pennsylvania. I think he's pretty much moving there because his parents are really sick, and it's good for him to be a good son and take care of them right now, especially in this time when he can. And so, everything happens for a reason. I feel like he needs to be there. So he was able to fly in for a little bit, and we're getting some stuff done while he's in town, and we'll talk about that a little, but I don't want to spill all the beans.
Yeah, I wondered about those Stitched Up Heart Facebook posts from, was it June 29th? Looked like everybody was together. Practicing, writing? What's okay, yeah. Shh, it's a secret.
It was really nice. We were like, we got the band back together, guys. Merritt and I moved out to Riverside County, which is like an hour and a half from LA, just because it's just I don't know, we wanted a house. And then our bass player lives in Hollywood, so he comes out here, and it's turning into one of those things we're not all in the same area, so we have to like connect and fly in. Our sound engineer's in Wisconsin, so he drove all the way over here for some stuff. So we try to utilize the time as much as possible. We have a couple more things in the works that we plan on doing while Decker is in town. And yeah, I mean, we're doing stuff. It's just, I don't want to tell everybody what it is yet.
I guess I'll just have to pay attention to either the Stitched Up Heart Facebook or perhaps the Instagram accounts and keep an eye out for those photos that might tip something off.
Maybe.
Now, you're supposed to play Sturgis in August, which I understand Sturgis is still happening. How does the band plan on handling the whole mass distancing recommendations and all of the stuff that's going to make concerts challenging until somebody finds that damn vaccine?
I have no idea. Like, obviously, it's like the only festival of the year. And I think we're a little nervous about going. We have like a couple people that have health issues in our team, so we don't want to put anyone in danger, even in our band. So it is a little scary. We're just kind of like taking everybody's advice and seeing what the best option is for that. I have no idea what's going to happen with that show. I mean, it's still a month away. So we're just kind of playing it by ear. Maybe there'll be a miracle drug before then and everything will be good. I also don't want to promote people being unsafe and being part of the problem. We want to be the solution too. So it's like, I don't know what to do. I really want to play the show though, you know? So it's like really confusing. And I don't know, we're just kind of like taking it a day at a time. As of now, we're playing it. And we'll see what happens. I don't know.
So tune in again in 1 month and we'll find out. Now,
yeah, 2 weeks from now, we'll probably have a pretty solid answer.
Still, that's what's weird. It's still too far out. A month away is too far out to know what you're going to do. That's like nothing ever before.
We're used to, you know, being a band, we're conditioned to kind of fly by the seat of our pants and handle things as they come at us every day. It's literally a day at a time. And, you know, like a tour will pop up and we'll be like, okay, how do we make this tour? How do we get to that tour? You know, last minute, you know, we've had stuff like that happen all the time. So this isn't something that's totally like a shocking to any musician. I mean, there's a lot of crew that really rely on this stuff that I feel really bad for. The big bands, I think it's going to be a lot more challenging to get as many people into an arena unless it's cut in half or something, you know. But like for our size, it is possible to play shows at half capacity venues and like stuff like that. You know, we're not Metallica, but I just really want it to all come kind of back to normal, you know.
You and everyone else, no kidding.
Right?
Yeah, the one thing I was going to ask specifically, but from what you just said a little while ago, I'm not so sure there's an answer you're going to give me for this. Is there new music that's been inspired by everything going on that's coming out of Stitched Up Heart? Everything from the pandemic to even some of the protest and civil unrest that's going on, the changing times with the woken culture. Is this inspiring you in any way to make stuff?
I think like whether or not we're going to be conscious of it, it's definitely going to be, something is going to come out of it. Like we're not like a political band by any means, but like we always seem to write like at what's happening at the moment. So like
how you're feeling, what we're all going through is it's going to come out in the feeling of the songs and the lyrics somehow, you know. And I think that's one positive thing in the whole thing. There's going to be a lot of music coming out of this because we don't know what else to do when we're home from tour except write music. Like that's what we do and play with animals. But like that's how all we know. So of course there's going to be music.
Okay, we'll just have to we'll pay attention. We'll look at that Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Mixi, it's been 10 years since you formed Stitched Up Heart. What would be the most valuable lesson you've learned that you would tell another aspiring front woman in a rock band?
Never, ever, ever, ever give up. I mean, there's a lot of lessons that we've learned, I think, but I think that the strongest thing is to just keep pushing forward. There's always going to be challenges in everything you do. But if you really, really just have this big heart for music and you want to do it somehow, there is a way. It's possible. If we can do it, you can do it. Like, it is possible. And you know, we see it every year grow a little bit by bit, little chipping away, you know, but it's cool. Like, I mean, just never quit. And don't, you know, you're going to get critiqued. Everybody's going to judge you. You put yourself out there. Not everybody's going to like you. I was just talking about this yesterday, how, like, you know, we recorded something and I want to put it out there for everyone to see, but everybody's so mean online and I just don't want to deal with it and look at the comments because it messes with my mental health. And, I'm a little nervous to put it out there, but I guess that's part of what we do as entertainers. We put ourselves out there and just take the heat and take the punches as they go at you, and you just got to do your best. Keep
kind of sucks too. The trolls have a lot of time too. It's not just the artist.
The trolls are extra sassy these days.
Yeah, they got a lot to bitch about.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the way that everybody's acting is part of, because everybody is so frustrated. I think it's just like boiling up. We're all losing our minds at home, going stir crazy. It's really affecting everyone's mental health. And I think that that's why people are acting a lot more sassy, I'll leave it at that, than usual.
Well, that whole comment about mental health and people acting that way, that's a good reason to go back and listen to your album, because it's like the catharsis for dealing with all of this.
Yeah, totally.
Gratuitous plug.
The album.
Token plug.
You know, we lucked out though with this record. It was actually kind of weird because we decided to do the waterfall effect, where we would release like a song every month leading up into the album release date on March 13th, Friday the 13th of 2020. And we had all high hopes. We had 10 festivals. We had all this tour stuff happening. Literally the day the record comes out in its entirety, luckily most of it was already pretty much released by then. The day it comes out, our tour with Sebastian Bach gets postponed to the fall. So that's still a thing right now. As far as I know, we're still playing the shows with him, but we'll see what happens in like October. So yeah, and then everything shut down, and I literally, first thing I did was order a pizza. No more tour diet for me. I am just gonna eat some carbs. And I called the Kitten Rescue that I help with. I help volunteer and foster kittens with, as you know. And I was like, I am going to need some kittens. I know that I'm going to need some kittens around me to keep me happy, because it's literally the only thing. You can't be upset around kittens. Like, you can't. So for me, it helps me by fostering and doing volunteer work with animals to handle these situations. I find a different way of focusing my attention on the positive thing that I can do, rather than the negative things that are happening to us, you know, and everybody.
Well, anyone who follows you on social media knows how big your heart is when it comes to rescuing kittens. And with all the chaos during these times, the rescues have had to deal with closures and staff shortages, funding issues. What would you ask of your fans to embrace the cause near and dear to your heart of helping rescue kittens?
Man, there's a lot of, we've actually been drawn into a bunch of new rescue communities that recently, like the California Equine Retirement Foundation, which is a horse rescue community, and Animal Tracks, which is out in Palmdale. They rescue monkeys and kangaroos from environments. And so we're like getting drawn into all these rescues because they really need help right now. There's a GoFundMe for Animal Tracks. There's a lot of people available for fostering at the moment, because there's not a lot of people are working from home or not unemployed. But when it comes to donations and resources, the rescues are not getting as much help. There's a lot of veterinarian places that are not doing what they would do before, because they have to only focus on the paying clients and, you know, the people paying full. And usually they give rescues a deal. but it's not as easily accessible to get a kitten neutered or spayed, you know? Kitten Rescue, I brought 3 kittens over there to get tested, to get vaccines, and all that stuff, microchipped. They had literally social distancing just that day, one vet tech handling every single batch of kittens come in. They're like, stay in your cars, they'll come to you, bring the kittens, because the clinics are not open, as many clinics are not open. So it's challenging, it's different, it's extra busy, more so than usual. And yeah, we've got a kitten room now ready for anybody that wants to come and play. Star.
White and fluffy.
This is the original OG Star. She's about 14 years old. She's my granny. The other 2 cats we have around here are also as fluffy. I have a thing for fluffy kitties, and they're a little younger. They're rescues. I don't even know what she is. I found her at a flea market, I think.
Now, Mixi, you're going to be featured in the August issue of Inked magazine. Now, is that spread going to include face coverings, maybe a see-through hazmat suit so we can actually see your ink?
I was actually looking at hazmat suits online yesterday for the Sturgis thing. I'm like, maybe we just go in a hazmat suit.
That would be funny.
Well, I guess you'll have to find out, huh?
Put the logo on it, then you can sell them.
I was actually looking at masks for logos as well today. I have a problem.
So what's the feature of the upcoming article? What are they going to spotlight?
I think tattoos, because it's Inked magazine. Okay, first off, I freaking love Inked magazine. I think it's one of my favorite publications. I know that they've now collaborated with Revolver magazine, so it's like going to be a big thing. And it's just those 2 publications have been, you know, they're I just really appreciate them. And so we just did a little phone interview. I told them how much I actually do appreciate them. And I appreciate you guys, by the way, because you guys have always had our back. And I just got to say that straight up. Like, you have, like, I just love it. He hits me up every once in a while, just like with questions about a kitten or something like that. And I know this is off the subject, but like, hey, I found this cat. What do I do? I'm like, oh, you come to the right place. But
well,
yeah, no.
We had a special bonding moment the first time we ever met. It's when the band played the Balloon Fest. And I remember she walks up, and of course I'm in my boss mode going, is everything okay to your satisfaction? A hot shower. We haven't had a hot, because we got you all those rooms. And she's just like, we had a hot shower for the first time. I felt like a human being again. I thought, okay, here's somebody that, you know, here I hope the room's nice enough. And here's somebody who just appreciates the fact they got a bed, they got a meal, and they're taken care of. So it was like, okay, I've got to support this woman. She's real.
We were spoiled, rotten. You set us up with, we're what, 4 of us at the time, 5, I think, and we were touring in a van for, I think at that time it was like 5 months straight, probably by then. We just kept going on tours. It just kept adding it up to the tours, and yeah, and then we get to the place and we're like, it's a 2-level like townhome, 2 of them. So like, it was just, we were blown away. Awesome. It's bigger than our place in LA. We were like, oh my gosh, now we got a little bigger place. But back then we were just so freaking grateful. And it was a beautiful festival, a lot of fun. So I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we missed that, being able to put on shows out at the water park, because in the summertime, you know, they're open with very special restrictions, but we've done a lot out there because that's a great place and they're so accommodating. So, gee, maybe one of these years you can come back and play it again.
We are down 100% anytime. Anything you guys do, let us know.
Well, we appreciate the time and really look forward to hearing that you played Sturgis successfully without incident. And we're back, and we'll keep an eye out on your social media for anything new.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And thank you for doing what you do for the animals and supporting little bands like us. And we really appreciate it. It means the world to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.